What in the world is happening to the real estate market right now, especially in Las Vegas? Stick around and you're going to find out where we're going and see the frightening conclusions of things that are going and how things are not going the way you think they are. Just real quick, my name is Eric. And if you want to talk about any of the stuff we talked about today or anything else related to real estate, my information is down below and in the info tab. Just call, text, or email. Text is preferred, and better yet, get on my calendar. That way I can reserve time just for you. It's that time where we start looking back what's going on with the market, where it's at right now, and where it looks like it's headed, because you really want to know this stuff because things are not what you think they are. So right now, I have a whole bunch of these little sheets of paper here with our market stats, and I'm going to go over them. And you may be very surprised to see what's going on. So first, let's just see where we're at. So we're going to look here at the February numbers, because the way we do this is we look at, what happened in the previous month. That kind of like sets everything all the way to, let's say you have an appraisal on your home. That's what it's based off of, past sales. This is the part that's kind of really getting me. Now look at this. We are now, for a single family home, the median price in the month of February was $460,000. I want to stick with that for a minute and see where we came from. For the month of December, it was $449,900. Let's keep going back a little bit. Exactly 1 year ago, it was $424,995. Keeps getting more frightening. Now we go back to 2022. We know those were the golden times and everything. And it was coming into the spring market. By the way, the spring market has already started. So this is getting frightening. Go back to February 2022. Remember those days? Every house was selling for $30,000, $50,000 over list price. In this market, some of the markets, they were selling for a heck of a lot more. But back then, remember, going into the highest that we've ever had, $450,000. And we peaked out in May of 2022 at $482,000. Let's go through this. As we're going up to the highs of all-time history, this time in 2022, we're at $450. We're at $460 now. In a second, you're going to get frightened. So for last month, there were 1,896 units sold. Now let's compare that against just a year ago, where it was 1,722. Remember, median price was $424,995. And let's go back to right before we had our peaks. 2,514 sales. Do you see the pattern that's going on here? Now for single family homes, we are ahead of where we were before we hit all-time highs. And right now, the housing market is not calming down. Look at some other stats. Just really want to get into this. So like the average price of a home, average, not the median, was $577,256. Looking at the trends. So last month, we had 1,896 closings, which was 28.2% higher than the previous month and 10.1% higher than the previous year. And the closing price, oddly enough, $460 is 28.2% versus the prior month and 10.1% versus the prior year. So those actually match quite a bit. It's actually kind of shocking. So someone who has a home has gained 10% equity. For those of you who don't know, that is outside of the norm. Normal home appreciation is about 6%. So things are really starting to heat up. Now let's look at some market trends. So number of new listings that came on the market was 2,533, which is 4.2% greater than the prior month. Now, remember, we're going into the spring season. People are starting to put their homes on the market, and 12.1% greater than the prior year. So we should be expecting more and more units coming on the market to meet the demand of people who need to move, especially those who are moving into our market. Availability. This is where another part where it starts to get a little frightening. 3,471 units, which is down 2.3% from the prior month because more people have been buying, and down 25.6% from last year. So last year, in February of 2023, let's go and see what we had. Last year, this time, the availability was 4,665 units. So what does that add up to? Well, That means right now we have 1.8 months of inventory, which is down 23.8% from the previous month and down 32.4% of the prior year. So you have all these people who are singing gloom and doom, because guess what? Gloom and doom sells. If it bleeds, it leads. Some people are actually like screwing you out of stuff, because get a little bit later in this, you're gonna start saying, oh my goodness, what is going on? So time on market, 56.1% of closings are on the market less than 30 days. Less than 30 days. Now, let's talk about condos and townhomes. Now, that's a different market. Even though the townhomes and condos are separate for some odd reason, in our board here, they put them together. So I'm gonna have to kind of do the same thing. The median sold price was $283,000. But when you compare that against last month, where it was $270,000. So we've gone up. Look at that. $13,000. And in houses, our single family houses, we're up over $10,000. It gets worse, trust me. We go back to the good old days. $260,000 in February of 22 before we hit those all-time highs. Now going back to the stats, 530 units sold. Median price was $304,010. Now for those 530 units, it was 11.3% greater than the prior month and 17.8% greater than the prior year. That closing price of $283,000 was 2.9% greater than the prior month and 11% greater than the prior year, which means you made 11% on your money if you bought a house last year, and good on you. So the number of new listings for condos and townhomes that came on the market, 738 units, which is down 5.5% from the prior month, but up 19.8% versus the prior year. The availability, excluding offers, 1,160 units, which is up 2.1%, 0.4% from the prior year. Now let's just start going back a little bit and see how that compares against a few. So like now back in February of 2023, median price was $255,000. The key metrics is there were 450 units sold. So we went from 450 units sold a year ago to 530 this year. Median price of $255,283. Number of new listings last year was 616 compared to 738. 1,155 units compared to 1,160, which is almost the same. Now, our available months of inventory has gone from 2.6 months over the year to 2.2. So explaining this really quickly, when it comes to what's a seller's market and what's a buyer's market, a seller's market is anything less than 5 to 6 months of inventory. If you have 5 to 6 months of inventory, that is considered what's known as a balanced market, where neither the seller or the buyer has any kind of advantage. And anything over 6 months is a buyer's market, which means you get to run roughshod over everything. Now, even during the bad times, we never got into a buyer's market, not even a balanced market, but it felt like a buyer's market because buyers were able to get some great discounts. On top of getting those great discounts, you know what they got? Closing costs, all this other cool stuff. So that is slowly closing down for everyone if you're looking for closing costs, except for one bright spot that I still don't understand why they're doing it. I keep mentioning this. 45% of all home sales are new homes, which is actually making these look even worse because they've just been going up. Normal new home sales are under 10%. So this is like some magical times. When you go to new home builds, they're paying your closing costs, buying down your interest rate, just all kinds of ridiculous stuff. Now, when you compare a year ago, 49.3% of closings were 30 days or less on the market compared to 56 today. Homes are selling faster, which is good for the sellers, good on you, and not so good for the buyers because there's a greater chance that there's going to be multiple offers. And if we go back to the good old days, so February of 2022, in the townhome market, 669 units, $260,000 in price, 821 units sold. We already know what it was now. It's 821 units sold compared to 738 units. 316 units available compared to 1160. That's interesting. Half a month of inventory Going into the highest market ever, which was May, 260,000 compared to right now, 283,000. That math is interesting. What do we get for the highest market ever? Oh my, let's see what we get here. In May of 2022, our highest benchmark, the watermark, median price was $285,000. It's $283 now, and we're still months away. You see, there is a huge price difference there as far as where we are. So we're pretty much at the all-time high of condos. That's kind of frightening. We've done like some of the basic stuff, and then I wanted to go into some expanded numbers. And these are like the frightening things. Now, what did we just say the median price on a single family house was? $460,000, right? I just did the analysis of the first half of the month. You know what the median price on a single family home is? $465,000. So we're going to go up a minimum of $5,000 more dollars. We are getting awfully close to hitting the top, but that is Southern Nevada. You ready for this one? You got to tell me you're ready. For Las Vegas, North Las Vegas, and Henderson, just those three cities, we are at $475,000 for the median price. Let's break that down by city. For Las Vegas, hey, we're at $460,000. For North Las Vegas, remember, better cost of living, North Las Vegas, $420,000. When it comes to Henderson, because everyone wants to be in Henderson, $516,250. Now, condos and townhomes. Prices actually went down a little. So we had to see what's going to happen for the rest of the month. Remember, it was $283. So we get a breath of fresh air. Remember, price was $283. So far, through the first half of the month, for both the Southern Nevada and for Las Vegas, North Las Vegas, and Henderson, $275,000. So it's actually just come back down. So more than likely, well, actually, I don't know what, because when you look at it, it seems like, especially when houses went up, single family houses, they should have gone up as well. They actually retreated a little bit, but they were still higher than they were in December. So still a positive trend, but in a negative way because it's kind of backing back. As far as the median prices go, Las Vegas, $268,000, $788,000. North Las Vegas, $305,000. Go figure. So there must be some better condo units and townhomes at North Las Vegas. Henderson, no surprise, $350,000. So I wanted to pull some really interesting figures out and just kind of get nuts here because people ask for this stuff and I want to provide it. So, because it started with somebody asking, well, how many cash sales are you having? So I just pulled down every category of sales there is. Now, AITD, there were 3 of them last month. I'm not going to keep saying last month. Last month, there were 3. Now, AITD is pretty much the same as an owner will carry. These are people who are saying, I'll float the note. But the problem is they don't own the house. They're making payments themselves. So it's kind of a wraparound thing where you pay it to a third party. And some people still want to call it owner will carry. It's not. It's an AITD, but let them feel what they want, right? Next, assumable loans, which are great. I cannot believe with the number of sales we're not having more assumable loans. And the reason being, you could be getting a house for 2.25% of interest. Why wouldn't you be doing that? It's because agents don't know how to do it. If you ever run into a situation where you want to do an assumable, I've actually done them. Let's talk. We can go out there, especially if you're a veteran. Now, assumable loans are VA loans, FHA loans, and believe it or not, a conventional may be assumable. But I would start looking for the VAs and FHAs. And if you're out there, it doesn't matter where in the country you're at, and you got working with a realtor, just tell them, look for the VAs and FHAs. There are ways that the title companies can tell you how much interest they're paying. Go find that one where you can get it at near peer. I got to do a different video on assumable loans. And you could walk up into a house at literally 2.25%. These are real things that you should be looking at, okay? The next one is going to be auctions. We do have auctions where people actually go and bid. And these are not the ones at the courthouse, but we only had one of them. Cash, 751 of the sales. I just did Southern Nevada. I didn't just break it down North Las Vegas and Henderson, all that stuff, which was 30% of all sales. So 30% were cash. Next contract of sale was 3. Conventional, 1,119 for 44.8% of all sales. 1031 exchanges. These are, this is how rich people stay rich. So basically you sell the old house and you buy the new house under a 1031 exchange and there's no capital gains tax. If you want to learn a little bit more about that, comment 1031 below. And I can get you with some 1031 intermediaries. One of them's already agreed to whenever I want to they'll come and talk to you. Comment 1031 below and we can see if we can fit it into the schedule. Next one is going to be FHA 291, which is 15.6%. Who knows, somebody may have done some kind of like canned exchange. You have a piece of land, well, this is only residential, land's not residential. You have a house, I have a Ferrari. You give me the Ferrari and I give you the house. Believe it or not, that is legal. Same as exchanging cash. I don't know what they were. Somebody's got Ferraris and Lambos and all this stuff, but you can exchange things for houses. The real owner will carry, unless they put it in here incorrectly, is 4 private sales where they're telling me to go screw off. They don't want me to know what's going on or anybody else. There were 2. And that could have been put in incorrectly. And of course, you know what my bread and butter is. VA loans, 183, 7.3% of mortgages, and it could be much higher. Did you know that veterans who are qualified for a VA loan, only 16% of them will take out a VA loan, and most of it's because the realtors don't understand the process or the lender does not understand. I'd have to get into a deeper VA class on some of this, but these things are killing you. You're paying down payments you shouldn't have to pay, and you're paying things like mortgage insurance that you shouldn't be paying, all because somebody else doesn't understand the process. There's a process and it's a lot easier than people think. Ever need any help? Reach out. And finally, USDA, because I'm doing Southern Nevada, actually it's Nevada, I put it on here. And a lot of people are missing out on this. And USDA only one, just one. And it was in McGill, which is nowhere near Las Vegas. It's like way on north of here. Now, believe it or not, there are actually parts of Las Vegas that actually qualify for USDA. And there are some other areas around here that you may be interested in living in, but because people don't understand how to do USDA either, I ain't gonna lie, I ain't done no USDAs, but I do understand the process. You don't have to pay any down payment on a USDA. Now here's one that's really cool. Indian Springs. You know they're building brand new houses up in Indian Springs? Now, of course, you can get a VA loan. A lot of military members are now starting to move up there because they're tired of long commute to Vegas. Guess what? Let's say you're a contractor on base and you don't qualify for VA. That area is qualified for USDA. Why aren't they selling more up there? These are 0 down loans. Take advantage of whatever you can. And now we got the loans out of the way. Let's just cover a few little things because these are things people ask for. And I decided to look them up this month. Took a little extra time. Get more stuff that people are asking about. So 1, casitas and guest houses. All the sales last month were 49 here in Las Vegas, North Las Vegas, and Henderson, which y'all will hereby call the Las Vegas area. There were 46. Now, there's probably more because not everybody knows how to put them in there or search for them. I just did the easiest one. There's a item actually in the MLS where you can click it and choose casitas. Not all agents know it's there, so when they get a listing that has casita, they don't know. And you may be missing out when you're looking at that. Same thing for RV parking. There is a way to do more searches and get this down to exactly where you need. I just don't want to go into that one today since I just thought about it. Next, basements. Now, if someone's told you there are no basements here, they lied to you. There are basements. They are very few and far between. The reason has to do with the soil here. So it's very difficult to dig a basement. Same thing, that's why you don't have deep pools. You know, a 6-foot pool is normal. There are some parts of town where you can dig a pool for this caliche stuff that we have here. And actually I knew a guy who was in my squadron. His house had a basement. And the reason he could afford a basement, because houses with basements are more expensive, is his wife was a world-class athlete. She actually played for the USA Olympic volleyball team for several Olympics. I don't know if she's still playing. I doubt it at this age. But she was actually like tall. He was a normal sized dude. She was like 7 feet tall. I'm not joking. She was actually in the Guinness Book of World. There's like a list of the tallest women in the world. She was like in the top 10 or top 5 or something of the tallest women in the world. How's a normal sized guy end up with a 7-foot wife? I don't know. Must be interesting. They got their money from that. And plus, at the time, she played for Kazakhstan professionally. Kazakhstan. But there were 9 basements and 7 of them in Las Vegas. Septic Systems. In other words, you ain't on the sewer. It's you got a septic field out there, a leach field. There were 96 sales, 27 of them here in Las Vegas. There are places with septic, and there are people who actually want septic because they want to be off the grid. And if you'll notice, there seems to be a correlation with my next one, wells. 85 homes sold with wells, and 35 here in Las Vegas. See the correlation? Some of these people, it's not just an older home. They want to be off grid. Just north of town here, right after the reservation on 95, there's this community to the right. They're all on septic and wells, and they all have solar. And also right as you get to the prison, between the two prison areas, you go down that's Cold Creek. They're the same way. Some of these folks, they just want to be off grid. Gated. 981 compared to the Las Vegas area of 960. So you can see most of the gated neighborhoods are here. Outside of here, the only place I've seen that really had gated neighborhoods is Mesquite. And there are some in Pahrump, especially those new builds. And I did a video on the new builds. If you ever want to go out there, as a matter of fact, I got a guy coming to town. He's interested in a new build in Pahrump. We'll see what happens. Associations, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Here, I want all this stuff, and I don't want a homeowners association because I don't want anyone in my life. Good luck with that. Of all the single family homes, the ones with no association was 467. Ones with associations, aka HOAs, 1,930 sold last month. So it's about 4 times as many without associations, and most of the ones without associations are in older parts of town. We'll just say that. Next, one of the most popular things I'm asked, I want a single story home. Sales last month, 1,130 single story homes, and in Las Vegas, it was 994. Okay, so let's get into single story homes for just 1 second. When it comes to those, they're not always single family homes. Some of them, believe it or not, may be condos that are single story. Yes, we have single story condos, and you'll have single story townhomes, especially in the retirement communities. Getting to the retirement communities, 180 sold in total, 169 in Las Vegas. For the next one, we got all these people who are going, oh, market's about to crash, I know it. It's going down 40. I heard like a year or so ago, oh, it's crashing any day. I already know it, I'm sitting on the fence, it's going down 40%. Foreclosures, there were 30 foreclosure sales. Of those, 28 were in Las Vegas. 28 out of thousands. Short sales. This is where a person owes more than the house is worth. The bank agrees to take that lesser amount. There's some things you need to watch out if you're selling a home short sale. Buyers, not a problem. Overall, all in Las Vegas, there were 4. That's Southern Nevada and Las Vegas. Next, who wants a pool? Everybody wants a pool, right? Of the homes that sold, 415 had pools, and 404 were in Las Vegas. Now, of all the homes with pools that sold, the median price was $620,000. Here in Las Vegas, it was $627,000. So, I had someone try to get in contact with me today, and I had to kind of say no. They wanted a house in Summerlin. They wanted to have a pool. They wanted to have area because they love gardening. They needed to be all this stuff, single story, blah, blah, blah. And the max they had to spend was $350,000. That's why I said no. Because I've been noticing lately, when someone says that, they really have $350,000 to spend. Unfortunately, that's not reality, and I don't want to sit there and just lie to people unless the person says I have $600,000, but I'd like to spend $350,000. That's a different matter. But I've noticed when someone has $350,000 and they have $350,000 to spend, they still keep saying, why can't you find me a house in Las Vegas or Summerlin or wherever I want for $350,000 for these things? Unfortunately, I can't. I cannot magically make houses. I'm not Scatman Carruthers and Shine. Somebody gets the reference, I'm sure. Or Bagger Vance. Leave a comment if you know what I'm talking about. I only thought about it because I have a text here that's in a family group text, and it kind of relates. Let's see how many people leave a comment on what I was talking about. The cheapest home that had a pool was $449,000. The cheapest home here in Las Vegas was about $355,000. The house here in Las Vegas was decent looking. The one for $355,000, I actually could not believe it. And maybe I'll have them pop it up too, but it was unbelievable, in my opinion, how this house looked. But sometimes you run across it. And believe it or not, there was a townhome, I'm not going to put it up, that had a pool. I honestly didn't know townhouses could have pools. Maybe I just never paid attention. It was $330,000. Pool was empty. In Pahrump, There was actually a house with a pool for $241. Again, go around that hunk to Pahrump, you may save yourself a bunch. This one I don't have people ask as much about, but it's like houses that come with the furniture. Coming with some type of furniture, whether it's negotiable in the contract, because they actually can put that in the MLS, comes with full furniture or partial furniture. Sometimes people sell houses with full furniture. Matter of fact, I got an email today for one of the builders, and they're having a closeout and they're selling the model home, and they actually put in there that all the furniture came with the model homes. That's one to think about too. I've actually sold a model home where it came with all the furniture. They didn't have to do anything but move in, and hopefully they threw away the mattress. Another one, let's say you are looking for a one-story home but can't afford it. A lot of people don't realize that it's cheaper to build up than to build out. So one-story homes, for multiple reasons, including the fact that it's more expensive to build, are more desirable. So they sell for more per square foot, but sometimes you can get yourself a nice two-story that has what you need. If you can't make it upstairs, then boom. Matter of fact, I was talking to a veteran Monday, and I probably need to make a video about it, but I don't know, it's like one of those, do you make a video, do you don't? He was looking for help with something. He has a two-story home, and it has the primary bedroom downstairs, and he just needed some modifications and stuff. He was a veteran, and I was able to help him with that, because I'm always here to help my fellow veterans and everything, along with everyone else. Just got something that's in my heart. Yeah, it's like, well, I don't even go upstairs. You may never need to go upstairs if you have a primary bedroom downstairs, what some people used to call the master bedroom, which we're not allowed to say anymore, but I say it anyway. It's not like they asked people if they were offended by it. If you got your kitchen, your dining room, your living room, and your bedroom downstairs, and you got three other bedrooms upstairs, don't forget your bathroom. You're probably just fine. And that's what he was. He was just fine. He just wanted some modifications to the house. Based on a VA program, I have to debate if I'm going to do a video on it, because it's not just about, actually, you know what? It probably is a good idea to do that video, purely because there may be somebody, like I'm saying, who wants I can't go upstairs, I need a single family. Oh, wait a minute. I got everything I need here, and I can buy this house and save $100,000. See what I'm saying? I've seen two-story houses with 2 bedrooms downstairs and 3 and 4 upstairs. It may work for you. Did a new home build not too long ago. I think the video's already shown. It had primary bedrooms up and down. I think it was like $600,000 if you can get to that point. Yeah. But anyway, homes with bedrooms downstairs. So this is different from single story. Got to be careful of that, because some agents, and I've done it myself for search volume, will click that it's a bedroom downstairs or a primary downstairs. There were 622. 610. That's actually a lot, because I excluded the single story homes, which means these are 2-story homes and above. 610 of them had a bedroom downstairs. So always look for that, especially if you're saying I need a single family home because you can't go upstairs, but the rest of your family can. Then make the one downstairs your bedroom. You can save a bunch of money. So be careful of that 1-story trick. And also, I just look for bedrooms downstairs, not if it was a primary bedroom. Maybe I'll add that next time. So there are some other things I'm probably going to be adding to future videos, and we'll see. Actually, I'm just going to add these to a video I'm doing a little bit later. It's going to be on Las Vegas, because there are some great things out there. And I'll just go ahead and put these down in the description, because you may need them. Walk score. What is the walk score? Because some people say, I want a walkable neighborhood where I can walk to the grocery store. There are a few. This is not a very walkable city. Next, AARP has just come up with a new website. I don't know if you have to be a member or not. When it drills down into some really deep stuff on neighborhoods and livability and walkability and all these things. And I want to kind of correct myself talking about walkability. I do not want to violate someone's rights who cannot walk. I will also call it rollability, because if you cannot walk, there's a good chance that you are rolling, and it's close enough for rolling or walking. I'm going to keep it at that. If you want to look for schools, greatschools.org, and Realtor.com just came up with a new thing that has all kinds of things that people ask me, like, well, does it flood there? So you can actually put your neighborhood in and see if it floods. And another one that you need to start looking at when you're looking at moving, I don't care if it's here at Timbuktu, and you probably care about Timbuktu because that's in Mali. What is your cell phone reception like? You know they have models at every one of the cell phone companies, and there's, I mean, Sprint, T-Mobile, AT&T, Verizon. Even if you have like Track Mobile and all those other stuff, they run off of one of those networks. You need to go there and see if you have good coverage, because if you have T-Mobile and you have dog coverage at your house, how do you think that's going to feel? It's not going to feel too good. So check that out too. I may actually start covering that in some of my neighborhood videos. All of these things, including what the cell phone service is like, because people need to know that stuff. I'm so glad you guys were here today. My name is Eric here in Las Vegas. My info is below if you need to reach out to me. It doesn't matter if you move in the next 9 to 90 days, even a year from now. I'm here to get you set up, make sure your move is smooth as possible. If you can do me a favor, if you found some use from today's video, click that subscribe button, hit a thumbs up. Leave a comment below, and especially if you want me to come up with some kind of a video concept, if it's something that I can figure out that people want to see, I'm going to put that video out for you. Thanks a lot. We're going to keep the lights on for you. And for my military brothers and sisters, Alpha Mike Foxtrot.